Why, hello, everybody out there. Today, I decided to talk a little bit because I haven't really said anything in a long time. And maybe it's time I just, just sat here, made a video, podcast, thingy, jingy, I just talk about a few things, but important things, things that have been going through my head. As I sit here and try to wrap my head around what is going on because I just don't know sometimes. So what is this behind me? Well, it's from my new book. And a lot of people don't care about books, but it's a book called Goofy Bits. It's just like a pun book. And it's a pun book. People have no idea what's going on. I feel like if you're watching this, you might have no idea what's going on. That's something I need to keep in mind. But anyways, yeah, I make these pun books now, and that's fairly new to me, but I make these little pun books and I try to put like wordplay and pun in there and kind of the usual, kind of doing the usual, try to resist the trash talk and all the negativity and all the bad things I can think about myself, as I try to make stuff. But I'm over here trying to do cartoons again, and I'm just thinking about how hard it is to make one because you know you can make stuff by yourself and you could do all that stuff. But sooner or later, you're gonna realize that, hey, if I don't like just spend forever on this to try to get it good, even if you can, even if you are that good, then it's probably not gonna be good enough. It's like nothing is ever good enough. And it's like if you don't really feel it, then I don't know. What are you feeling? What are you doing? So kind of found myself in a contradiction. Like I want to have fun, I want to make funny stuff, but I don't always just want to like bust my ass to do it. I don't want to like sit here forever doing something, trying to get it right, like just sweating. I need to post this. It needs to get millions of views. It needs to go viral. And I just need to put everything into it. And, I just feel so shamed all the time. It's weird. It never changes. Like, even now that I went as viral as I did, I got one clip up to like 25 million views or something ridiculous. Never thought I would be able to do that, but I did it. And, you know, I hope it gets more. All you want is more, man. Some people don't understand that. Like whenever you get a video and it goes viral and you get a bunch of views, you're just gonna want more. You're just gonna want more and more and more and more. And then the new standard is like this ridiculous amount. For me, it's like, man, I hope I can get 1 million in a day. I just got, I've been getting like 500,000 in a day, but I hope I can get 1 million in a day. And it's on shorts, so it's different. Everything's different. People watch your shorts, they don't want to go watch your other stuff. It's so weird. I'm just locked in as this McDonald fry guy. I'm eating McDonald's and fries and not even sponsored McDonald's. I don't even know what does McDonald's really think of that? Like, hey, someone's eating our fries and videos and making money from it. Hmm. Well, like McDonald's is so big, like they don't even probably need to advertise really. Like just think about McDonald's advertising for a minute. It's like, well, like, do you really need to advertise stuff that's unhealthy to people? But that's the thing is, not everyone is unhealthy with McDonald's. People just typically think that, like, oh yeah, everyone that goes there is just unhealthy. Blah 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 blah. It's like, well, like some people probably go there like every couple months or something. Like you don't go there all the time, you know. But me, I'm getting forced to. I'm getting pulled into the corral. I'm getting whipped into the motive. I'm getting forced to do things that I don't want to do. No, I mean I like making videos, but yeah, it's hard for me to sit here and eat the fries every day and try to be funny and stuff. And I think a lot of people don't care about what's going on behind the scenes, or like they don't pay attention, or like me, the way I used to watch stuff on the internet was I never really paid attention that much. Like I just if I liked something, I liked it. It was that simple. I didn't really care about how much attention someone was getting, just knowing like, hey, this person's just trying to get famous, this person's just trying to be popular. Person's just trying to make money from your viewership and shit like that. And I don't think it's like that all the time, but for some people it's like that. If you look at someone online, it's kind of foolish, really, to look at someone online and you go, "Oh, yeah, I'm gonna start doing that. I'm inspired now. And thinking that you could even have anything close to what that person has achieved, it's like not to, shatter anyone's dreams, shit on anyone's dreams. It's just the way it is, like go ahead and try. But, a lot of people, it just seems like they work for so long. Like me, I've been working for so long, but I got a little bit distracted. I don't really know what to think. That's the thing. I don't know what to think about my work ethic, what I'm doing, what I'm able to, the numbers I'm pulling or whatever. I post something on cerealboxseth channel and it just seems like no one cares anymore, or like I don't know. I haven't been posting on here for a while. I quit streaming for a little bit, and I don't know, man. I guess you got to be grateful for what you got because you could always get worse. But I used to stream on Serial Box Seth with like nobody ever watching. I just streamed, um, but I didn't really want to be like a guy holding on to a dream. Like this is my dream and I'm holding on to it, and it pains me if no one watches my stuff. I'm just like, well, I'm just doing it and I'm not caring. There's a bunch of people who stream to no one, and things kinda did change a little bit, but, just because you have subscribers doesn't mean they're gonna click on everything you post. It's just the way it is, I don't know. I feel like you're in the doghouse or something. I'm lucky though, I'm a writer. Because I'm over here. See, the truth about me is I kind of, I kind of just go back and forth with things, and, I go back and forth with things, and a lot of the time, it's it's hard for me to have passion for something when I'm just like bouncing back and forth, and I'm combining genres and I'm doing stuff and it just turns out bad. Like it's really easy to make something bad. You just got to keep that in mind. It's so easy to just make a video and it's bad. Because I've been making videos a long time. But I just wanted to like make stuff. I never really had a goal, and that's kind of the problem. And I guess when I really admit it, like there's a lot of things happening right now. I think I've matured a lot. I've, went through things that other people have probably already went through. But I think they just like whenever you have an ego, and it blinds you, and then you're not really thinking about the long run or long term, or maybe, if I do this long enough, I'll be able to get to this point, you know? And so it's just like, I don't know. Making cartoons is hard. I did like a lot. All these drawings here, all these characters are from the book Goofy Bits, which is free on Google Player, by the way. Goofy Bits just came out with it, and I just release books. I don't have like big release parties or anything. But the strategy. I mean, I don't really want to explain the whole strategy, but basically, a strategy is to write small books, write a lot of small books, and then just make them free and see what people like. So you're not investing too much into like writing 200 pages. But some people do like longer books, so you could like see what people like from you, and then you can like write more on that. And so yeah, I mean, like doing coming up with original ideas is pretty hard. That's why if you could get like all the famous shows that have ever been like ran for a couple seasons or whatever, if you could even get that, even you could even run like 2 seasons, like and for me it's like, it's different because I'm not pitching anything to a company or anything, and it's just I'm just animating my stuff, and it's so much harder. It's stupid, really. You kind of get locked in. I mean, I didn't really want to talk. I don't know what I wanted to talk about today, but I mean, I guess I'm just breaking it all down, really. But um so I have this character, I have a lot of characters, and some are better than others. Some probably are better as main characters, side characters. Yeah, I have to figure that all out. It's really a headache, all of it. So just the ability to make a good character is one thing, and I don't know. Uh, it just like I said, it seems like it's so easy to make something that people don't like. It just I don't know. Like if you really just make something really good, then I don't know. Like I had a good character set up at one point, with the show I was making, and I just kind of fell off with it, and I get a bad attitude, really. That's my problem. I'm like, oh, no one watched that. I got ignored again. You get shafted. You put all that work in, and it's like you get shafted, and it's like And then you think about it, it's like, dude, you need to stop having ego. You just need to stop crying around. You need to stop being mad. You need to be more professional and just look at things for what they are, because, it is painful to do it. Like, you go through like emotional, like, backlash and stuff. It's really hard. And I went through it so much that like, I can see it for what it is. And I'm just like, I'm not giving into it, because fans give into that stuff too. That's the thing. And so you got to think, like, there are fans, but there's a lot of people in the world that aren't paying attention to anything you're doing, and they probably don't care. They probably never care. So if you think about that for a second, it's like, oh yeah, well, you're kind of like aligning yourself with the emotions of the audience, and maybe their emotion is they don't give a shit like, they don't like you, they hate you. Good for you. Look, at no one likes your stuff. You're a loser. You're a nobody. You're pathetic. All of that kind of crap, it kind of lingers around the internet too. And I get that, like, not everyone's going to be the best, but there is a certain point to where it's you know, like an opinion or criticism just turns to hate speech. And it's like people just, a lot of time it seems like people, they don't even really want to criticize anything. They just want to hate speech. They just want to find a reason to hate something. So it's just like, I'm sick of doing it. I don't want to do it anymore. But, I make up jokes all the time. So I'm kind of a hypocrite, if I say, oh, this person's saying this to me. And you can't really label it all hate speech or whatever. But you kind of, I don't know, you just kind of look at it for what it is. And it's like, sometimes that's all it really is. And the world has enough of that stuff. But it is really trash talk and stuff like that is a part of our culture. Competing against other people is entertaining the drama of winning, or doing something better than other people. So, you have all that stuff and people take it to different extremes. And, you could just be outright just, no bullshit personality and call everything trash that's not good, and just be a fucking asshole because, you're the best, or you're a fan of someone who's really good, right? As what some people seem like they do, is they're just like, they're basically like a fan of something that's really good. So then that empowers them to go around and just think whatever they want about anyone else. And then it's not even like a criticism or anything. It's not even like a, being honest anymore. It's just just wanting to stomp around. This person made me feel good, and I'm gonna go, like, I'm gonna stomp on everyone else. But it is really simpler than that. You kind of get it all diced up, and it's like, people like stuff or they don't, dude. I remember. I think you just have to think about like what it's like to be a teenager, or just like if you went through a specific time in your life. Just think about how you were thinking about it. But it's different for everyone. This might be different. Like, someone might be dialed in their entire life because they're just a person who's focused, and they can just look at something and have an opinion on it. But then some people develop over time. So, but to just sit there and just be so quick on the trigger, just I don't know. But I gotta admit that a lot of stuff out there is bad, and I don't want to be in that category. And I want to make better stuff, but it's just me over here. That's the part. I guess, some people don't know how exhausting it is just to be like one person trying to do something. But me, I just have problems. I have complications that have been haunting me for a long time. Like, if I go over here and do a gaming stream, and I just focus on gaming, then my other stuff's gonna suffer. I go over, so and it's a balance too, because like I lost passion for gaming a lot. Sometimes I play all the new games and then I'm just done. I don't want to play anymore. That happens to me. So if I play too much, it's probably going to happen. If I play over like couple of other days, it's like, oh, cool, this is like a leisure activity. It's kind of hobby. But then you're never going to be like a super try hard and people are going to respect you. Oh my God, he's so good. You know? So it's just like, you got to go all in or nothing. That's kind of the whole thing. It's almost like, yo, if you really want to succeed at this thing, you got to go all in. And so I'm over here making these McDonald's clips of me eating, McDonald's and stuff, and it's just like, oh man, you got to go all in with that. And I've been going all in with that. But you do reach a point where you want to do something else. Like, it's probably not even gonna hurt what you're doing so much. It's really pain though. how much pain can you take? Because like making cartoons is pain, man. I hate to say it, but like really making high quality stuff is probably a very emotional and painful experience. And why is it like that though? That's what you got to ask yourself is like, why is this like this? What the hell? And it's probably simpler if you have one goal. For me, I'm like writing multiple books at once. And then I want to go over here and do a music video. And then I want to go over here and do a cartoon. And then I'm going to go over here and make a food video. And then I'm going to go over here and do a gaming stream. So I'm just like a flexible person. I like to reach around and just everywhere, just go everywhere at once. That's kind of what I like to do. And it's hard. It's hard. And there and it's crazy that I've even been able to get to where I am right now. I just wish that I started a lot younger. That I just had a lot of things in my life that prevented me from doing the stuff that I'm doing now. And so, I'm getting, we're all getting older by the day, and so I'm just like, man, you just need to crank it out, man. Like if you want to make music, you got to make music, dude. You got to mixtape. If you really want to make it, it's almost like you probably don't even have time for anything else. Like everyone who made it in music seems like they don't really do much else. Or at least if they do, they might have some developed other talents and skills, but you know what I mean? Like it seems like you're just known for that one thing. Like most people are known for like one thing. Like if you're a movie actor, you're going to go do movies. You might be able to do other stuff though, but to like bring it to people in a particular way, a lot of people are going to like it. I don't know. It's just like you got to put in all that time and figure out how to make it work, and it's just ridiculous. It's like basically panning for gold in a river, trying to get little specks of gold to form a golden nugget or something, man. That's kind of what it's like. But in a different light, it's probably better for me if I just give up on being independent, because that's probably the number one thing for me is just being independent. But right now, I haven't made like cartoons with voice acting and stuff in a few months. But to understand the way a cartoon works is kind of interesting, because there's certain if you watch a popular cartoon, whatever, whatever kind it is, like sometimes even the kids cartoon can be adult friendly, really. Some of them can. And there's just a lot of them. There's a lot of different types. But if you just look at the way it flows and stuff, and you know, and whenever you get into depth with it, it's just like you need to have interesting writing. So it's got to be like a new idea that's introduced to people in a new way, because people have seen so much already. So, getting those characters and everything is a pretty crazy process. It's like, I mean, I've been making characters for a long time, just experimenting, and some of my characters are pretty one dimensional. Like, I know what's going on. Like, I just made a cartoon, everything's free, and I felt like when I made it, I'm like, oh man, this background and these characters, the way that they look, like, and then I think about the joke that I put in there, and I'm like, oh man, I don't know about this. Like it's funny, but I don't know if like, and it's like, well, it's the way you do it, it's the way you perform it, and it's like, yeah, yeah, but then again, it's kind of I don't know, it's kind of everything combined, and sometimes it's better if you have like multiple jokes, I think. Because if you just run like joke, 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 like someone's gonna laugh. So it's probably better if you do it that way. But like sometimes it's just so crazy. Like I guess I don't want to get too much into it because I'm not trying to do some kind of seminar or acting class right now. It's not like I'm trying to teach people, um, but yeah, it's crazy to make. I love cartoons though. I absolutely love them, and I made a lot of good ones. And when I was experimenting, and I think what I started to notice was that looking back, I had some characters that stood out that I think I could bring together in a new way. So I guess this is an announcement, but I was thinking about making a show called, well, I don't really know. Like, this is kind of me announcing it or making it official that this is going to happen, but it's going to take a long time. So if anybody's really paying attention, I don't know like how many people will watch this video or watch it this far. I'm just making it for the channel because I want to. Probably has no real value. I'm probably not going to become a millionaire off this. But I just like to talk about stuff, because there might be some people interested, like maybe an animator or something wants to hear me, even though they probably don't respect me. Better start respecting. I created a channel, Ice Cream Man. It has 74,000 subscribers now. No, but so Ice Cream Man. So this is what I was. So I could take the show that I want to make. I'll just say that I could take the show that I want to make and pitch it and try to do it with other people and try to get it on TV or a streaming platform. So like Netflix or Hulu or something. I could do that and I might be able to do it honestly. So I have to look into that stuff. It takes time for a person to, like find cuz I might be able to too. And if I was able to do that, then the show that I'm making would probably be different than the way I see it now, but you know, could potentially succeed with it and be a very big deal. Um, so I have that option, but then I wouldn't probably own the show completely, so that's kind of a problem. I don't want to give away my stuff. That's the thing, but it's probably better, especially if you got on like TV or streaming platform and it was actually good and people loved it, you could get like way like if you were able to give like really high quality, you could get like way more from that. But another thing is I make food videos. That's the most popular thing that I have as a food videos right now. I have a lot of books. I've gotten rid of a lot of books, mostly free books because book markets, I don't really want to talk about the book market, but the book market is very saturated and there are so many stories and everything out there. There's so many writers. Just like videos too. I don't really want to get into genre popularity because things seems to be moving in and out of genres at particular times, and it's sometimes I think some people just get lucky with what they're doing and they're able to develop it more once they get some money, and if you start getting paid, like if a comedian starts getting paid, better watch out. If a comedian can stop working, then wow, if you're really doing your comedy all the time, you could be really good. Um, but yeah, so I was doing a lot of different comedy, and that's all I was doing. And then, well, I was writing books and game streams and stuff. But I was basically the core of me is just comedy. So no matter what I'm doing, it's comedy this, comedy that. Make We'll do whatever. You know. So that's how kind of the eating food, McDonald's and stuff, kind of came about. And people are kind of just like I don't really know. Some people are just really shitty people and they're like, yeah, I just want to watch this guy to get fat so he'll die or whatever. It's like, geez, yeah, I got to take care of myself over here. I exercise, I eat tofu. I mean, yeah, anyways, I didn't really want to get too much into that kind of stuff, but um so I'm just like looking at all my options and just like, looking at everything for what it is and um whenever you're someone who has something value, it people will steal anything from anyone, especially entertainment, like steal ideas, styles. A lot of people don't realize that, or they're not really in touch with that. Because if you're a professional and you can like take something and you could do it in a different way, and it's like, oh, that was just inspired, and but it happens so fast. Things happen so fast, and there's been so much stuff that's been made, so it's I don't know. Like someone could steal my style and make it different or do something else with it, my writing or just anything really, and you get a bunch of conversation with that, it's hard to say that you know anybody is not stealing from something. You're not everyone is original. It took time for us to get to where we are now, just like where cartoons have come, where cartoons are now. It's like cartoons back, when for cartoons first started coming out, they, were a lot different. There wasn't even much dialogue. There was it kind of worked up to what it is now. So modern sitcom. cartoons and shit like that. Dark humor, clean humor, which I'm just gonna dive into this because I wanted to talk about this for a little bit. My so I'm gonna talk about my mentality when doing a video, no matter what I'm doing with my acting. So sometimes something can have more acting, less writing, or like I like to divert from typical cartoons. Like the stuff that you see on like TV, the way the cartoons go, I kind of need to do my own thing, and so I need to do something else. So I like to do something random and just, create some random characters sometimes. It doesn't always work out. And you need to really feel it. You need to feel this character and like have something happen. Like, so I hear a lot of people say if you're doing something, you have to have an emotional experience with it, which is kind of weird because like it almost seems like there's no significance to what you're doing unless you have an emotional experience with it. No matter what someone's watching, they're having an emotional experience, whether it be happy or sad or mad or some maybe it's helping you with some trauma that you went through or helping you mend your friendships or realize how dumb you are so you can get smarter or realizing how dumb you are but you can be okay with it. I don't want to say that. I don't even like to call people dumb. I just think that people are the way they are. Like look at an animal, right? Look like a cat or a dog or a parrot. You say, "Oh, human beings are smarter than the cat or the dog." But how am I supposed to sit here and just shit on a dog or a parrot or whatever and just be like, "Oh yeah, what a dumbass. What an idiot retard." Like really say it. I mean, you call a dog stupid, wouldn't even know it, you know. But to really sit here and be like, "Oh yeah, ants are dumb," you know. It just doesn't seem like what are you doing? Why would you do that? Just people are people, okay? Maybe they're not all plugged in like you are, but they don't have to be. Anyways, I'm getting into like almost like a controversial thing. I'm too nice. I'm too kind-hearted, really. That's kind of a problem too, but anyway, so my mentality when I go in is to have a different so I do a different character, but if you can lay it all down in front of you really. Like if you really look at what you're able to do as a comedian, you can pretty much lay it down like the impressions. But if you're doing more of like less character stuff, less impressions on character, you're doing like technical jokes, almost like manly jokes, relatable adult jokes, you know. It's probably always going to have some kind of impressionism there, and it's a very long conversation when you get into that. But the type of stuff you can do, usually there's something like you can flex or show people in a lot of different ways. So I mean, you can just put it out there. And for me, I could make myself look dumb, but does that mean I'm dumb? Well, I mean, I don't know. Do you want to? This is such a simple question, but it's such a complicated answer. I'm supposed to sit here and just, you know, say I'm just so smart or whatever. Say that, or say I'm dumb or smart. It seems kind of stupid to even go down that route because that's what a lot of people do. It's almost like they want to just hop on the internet and call something dumb. You know, that's stupid. That's dumb. That's trash. That sucks. This sucks. I'm bored. You're bored. You made me bored. So a lot of people like that. There are some people like that. And then I guess I don't know. Some people, like I said before, I was talking about this, like people don't even know what the hell's going on. They just see a video of a guy eating McDonald's and it looks funny. I don't know. His face fits with the fries, you know? I don't know, maybe that's it. But anyways, yeah, I mean, whenever I go in, I can combine different impressions, so you have just like awkward, stupid, sarcastic, offensive, gross, gruesome, angry, anxiety, panic, distant. My eyes are distant. Oh, I'm thinking too much. I'm overanalyzing, I'm over explaining. Like you could do all these different types of things that are more impression based, but it's kind of weird because like particular people like particular impressions, so you have to do a lot of them to really, do them well. So a lot of people don't want to do that though. They want to do like one little character, which is them, right? So this is the base character of them. This is them. This is them. This is everything. They actually think they're a real person. That sounds weird for me to say, right? Like someone would probably hear me say that, like, "What are you talking about?" And I think like actors know this. I think that actors tend to be smart people. Like I'm pretty sure. Like it seems like all successful actors are probably like pretty intelligent, because you have to be pretty intelligent to do it. I mean, you have to have some kind of understanding of like psychology and stuff, just like human psychology and behaviors and all of that shit to really tap into it and step outside of it and manipulate it. It's basically like manipulating your personality to appear different. It's like living a lie, you know, and that's what it is. Like someone might think I'm dumb or something, but it's like, well, I don't know, man. Depending on who you ask, I mean, people have called me brilliant. People have called me ingenious. People have called me stupid. People have called me pretty much everything online. So whatever, and it all blends together really. And it's just like, I'm just doing my thing. I don't really want to say to be like, yeah, I'm a genius. I was kind of doing that for a while. I kind of believed it for a minute, but I was almost like most of the time I'm just faking it. It's just another character, man. This guy, he's a comedic genius. If you want to go that route, it's kind of just another character, really. It's kind of funny. Like anything you can think or believe is almost like another character if you really like break it down. But there is some realness to life. Not everyone has to have such robust personalities and stuff. A lot of that shit's just for entertainment purposes. Like like perverted comedy or like sexual comedy or whatever. It's kind of like for me it's like I understand that, hey, if I do some like adult themed stuff or some kind of funky kind of whatever, then it's not necessarily real. I'm just kind of exaggerating it, so it has no real significance, really. It's just kind of a joke, which is cool, which is the entertaining aspect of everything, really. You think about like someone did something so well, they performed it so well. It's like, yeah, you made it look so real. You did it in a tangible way. Taste delight. And so some people like more serious kind of takes, and then some people just like totally goofy stuff. But that's where it's hard. It's hard to meet yourself in the middle. It's hard to get anywhere with it, really. People have just seen so much stuff before, but yeah, it's essentially just the way I see it is basically personality and behavior manipulation for entertainment purposes, which is kind of funny because I don't know. It's some people just like the dry stuff. Like, just be real. You don't even need to be like this big cartoon animated person doing all this stuff. Just be real. Just be a person. You know what I mean? Like most people, it seems like they're just being a person and they watch all this crazy, goofy stuff. That's why it's so hard because when you see someone be like goofy in some way, I think the typical thing is that's dumb, right? And people like to feel good that they're smart, that they're intelligent, that they have an understanding of something. So to relate to something like that or to laugh at something like that is just taken away from that preservation, which is kind of a character in itself. It's like your intellect is something that you carry on a camel's back. It's like you have this idea of your intellect, and that keeps you secure, which is kind of a crazy thing because that's why it's controversial. It's like you can go either way with it. You can either stay in this little comfort zone, like some people are like meatheads or gym, whatever. They like to go to the gym. They like workout, fitness stuff. They like some music. They keep healthy. Blah 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 blah. They probably don't like too much goofy stuff unless it's done in a particular way. It's not too stupid. It's not too like out of the ordinary. Blah blah blah. And that's kind of the realm and the boundaries and the strings that carry all these genres, you know, keep all these genres together, you know, held together with duct tape, really. Because it's like, for me, I could write some crazy stuff. Like, for example, I just did a stream the other day called Bleeding Bullets on Laughing Gas. And I don't know, maybe a lot of people didn't want to watch that because the title was pretty crazy, and they're kind of like, whoa, whoa, or whatever. But it's like, dude, like it's just words I put together. I mean, I think that people get scared, or they're like, whoa, this guy is crazy because he did something that wasn't normal. And it's just like, wow, like, where are we going as a society looking at all these genres and stuff? And you kind of look down the wacky road and goofy central down there, and it's like, well, there's just a bunch of crazy word combinations and weird abstract, just ridiculous stuff that probably help our society. Actually, we need more thoughts put together, because when you put words together, you start to think new things, right? I don't know. That's one theory. I'm changing the world with my serums of jokes. Wow. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's really a genre that, like I could go in any direction. People don't realize that. With some people, if you do see, here's the thing. If you do comedy long enough, you start to realize that there's so much stuff that you can do. Because once you experiment so much and you try so many different things and you write so much and you do so many impressions, and over years and years and years, if you keep doing it, you start to realize maybe it's not so much just doing something, but what I'm doing and how I'm presenting it. Because the reality of the situation is, you can make something and it can be popular. Like, say that you do something and it's almost a genre, right? Maybe it's offbeat, but it's almost in a genre and people don't understand it. But like 40 years from now, this type of stuff might be popular. These kind of the words and how they flow and everything that kind of, you know and people don't realize that it's like, what's popular is just natural selection. You selected it. It's a series of images and words and colors formulated in a way that you say yes. But the next generation might come along and say no, and say yes to something else. Because people change, you know. But it's just crazy to think about. So for me, my thing is like, well, let's just try to combine comedy with anything. And that's what I've done, and when you write a book, that's the thing. When you write a book, you can combine whatever you want in a way that it's a little bit different. Like say if I made a video and I did some sci-fi stuff. I mean, like, you could do some sci-fi genre stuff. You could make it comedy, but of course it's going to be fictional. So, I mean, I'm just giving myself a headache right now. But for me, like, writing a book is a lot easier than like making a movie. So it's almost better just to write. And I think people have written way more books than movies have been produced. You know what I mean? Like, it's a lot easier to write something and start a conception and just, it's right there. You just wrote it. You didn't, you know, it wasn't turned. There wasn't any effort beyond that. So that's kind of where I'm at too. Is like, don't just make a cartoon. Like, write all this stuff down, because if you're a real writer, you have you write so much that you have, basically, you're hoarding. Like, you're hoarding lines and ideas and jokes, and you just keep on stacking that up, because maybe you have a base idea. Once you practice coming up with ideas, that's where you start. And then you can just sit there and fire away, just brain melt yourself, and just sit there, brainstorm, but just write everything that comes to your mind and just keep on writing stuff. Doesn't even matter what it is. Once you start, then your fingers start typing faster. It's like lifting weights, really. It's like, once you get started, and your brain can become very buff. Like if you wanted a buff brain in business, go study business. Want a buff brain in marketing? You got to take a look at it. But I don't know. Most things are probably like insignificant to learn unless you're actually benefiting from them. And even then, who cares? Who cares about being rich? Who cares about people and their, cliches and judgments, and they think so quick. They think so quick. Living an adventurous dream of what they want to believe. So, I don't know. I should get some other people on this podcast. I kind of wanted to. I don't live in LA, but it seems like if you lived in LA or New York or somewhere else, you could have easier access. Like, you could probably just go up to a celebrity and be like, "Hey, can you just come on my podcast?" And they probably be like, "You know what? I'm pretty much retired. I'm gonna come on because I like you." S- but I'm such an asshole on online that no, I've made a lot of I like to do like parody stuff on Twitter, and I've done that for a while. I kind of gave up on that though because I don't know. It's kind of different when you write a joke and then you perform it, but you just want to say it, but you didn't take it all the way. It stayed in the script, stayed in the drafts. But for me it's just like so what I've been doing on cerealboxseth channel is I'm just like throwing stuff on there, like whatever I make, whatever I come up with. But I do want to make the best quality stuff. Like I want to make high quality stuff. It's just I want to come out with stuff consistently, and I'm having a good time and I'm laughing. So it's not like it's so serious. It's like I don't know, man. There's a million different angles to everything I'm doing, and everyone has their own work ethic and what they believe. So for me, I'm just hitting the ground running. Like I haven't made cartoons, like visual cartoons. I just came out with books. I'm always writing books because it seems easier for me. Seems easier just to write a book. It's a different. You get through to the nerds a little bit easier. I think, like all the nerds, real nerds, are just reading books because not everything gets turned into a movie. There's a lot of crazy stuff out there. If you actually could have a passion for reading books, that's pretty amazing. Like, if you're a person who just reads all sorts of stuff, seems like some people just like a particular genre or whatever, you know. And so I'm almost trying to invent my own genre of satire. That's what I've been doing. Um, so yeah, I got a bunch of books I'm planning on writing now. I'm doing some more Christmas books. I like Christmas, so I like Halloween too. I like everything. I'm a pretty open guy. No. Um, I don't know. Doing my own I think comedy and Christmas are closely related for sure. But but yeah, it's just crazy because like when you think about all this stuff, it's really hard for you to put all the pieces together. I think it's hard for everyone to put the pieces together. But the main point is when you're independent and you're making choices on yourself. I mean, it's probably not as a big of a deal if you make something and no one cares, but there's a lot of stuff that's made professionally with people, and maybe it doesn't turn out like they wanted to, or they don't get as far as they wanted to, or you might put in a lot of effort into something and invest a lot of money and it just blows up in your face or whatever, and so for me, being independent, it's really hard, and you just rely on the impressions you get from your channel and stuff, and if people don't click on it, then it's just the way it is. But anyways, I'm trying to get myself to make some really high quality stuff. But I have to focus on these food videos, but it's really hard because I almost don't even want to do it because it's so unhealthy. But you know, I'm just doing it for the sake of comedy and the success, but I'm not going to be doing it all my life, you know. I guess the thinking is, I've been doing comedy a long time, so if I could just eat a couple french fries per week and get somewhere in my so-called career, cuz it's kind of funny cuz it's like who actually anticipates a comedy career? I don't know. I mean, you can if you work really hard and you get it together, you could probably make it work, but it just seems like too much work, man. You just got to be like ridiculously good. Like you got to be really good, man. I don't know. You got to slide in just right. You got to have the right energy, It's just too much going on. But yeah, That guy in that yellow shirt made the cover. um, but yeah, I'm doing a whole bunch of different stuff, and it's really hard to get myself together. Actually, I'm doing a gaming stream here soon, actually 2 hours. Gonna be playing that Dead by Daylight. I should talk about games. I should talk about games. I should talk about games. I should. I should. I did kind of like a gaming thing, but um I was trying to explain something. I kind of went on a rampage on Twitter like a month ago or something. And I was trying to explain, and I was trying to make sense of it myself. So it was like I was trying to have an opinion, but I was also thinking about it. Like, what's wrong with these streamers, right? Because you got a lot of streamers. What's wrong with them, right? How how can these people succeed, man? You know? And so I guess this is kind of a side note. I just kind of rambled on about it. I have too much to talk about, I guess, which is a good thing, but um so I'm just looking at, because I watch gaming streams. I watch whatever really. I watch Apex Legends, DayZ, I watch some I watch Dark and Darker. I watch whatever really. Sometimes I'll watch something random or just go click on streams and look at the person for a little bit. Just like there's some pretty weird streams though, and you can really tell the difference. But but that's what I'm saying. Like, what is the difference? Why are some people like really big streamers and other people aren't? And you track all that nonsense a little bit, and you kind of look at it. Like some people have a reputation that they build up, or like maybe they won a tournament, or they have this level of skill that they're really dedicated to, or they just have this personality that just makes people want to hang out with them on a live stream. And you look at the name, the personality, and you just look at everything combined, and it seems like, I don't know. Like I was saying, like I did this stream called Bleeding Bullets on Laughing Gas. You would never see that. You would never see that because it's like a genre of streaming, okay? That's what it is. It's like a genre of streaming. Like you can't sit here and just come up with cool titles. That's what it seems like. I don't ever really see any like really cool titles. Like, because for one, they're not really that's an awesome title, I think. Bleeding Bullets on Rack. I've made a lot of these. I don't try to go too crazy though, because I almost feel like people are like, what the hell? Or this is weird or this or that. And it's like, oh my god, guys. Can you not see the benefit of a title like that? Because like if you have a title like this that's all crazy and out there and almost doesn't even make sense and irrelevant and random, it's like you can put some creative stuff in there. It's like poetry, it's like art. You can combine some words together. Like words are like colors. You know what I'm saying? Happiness is yellow, anger is red, you know? Communication is blue. I don't know. There's actually marketing stuff that goes into that. Like they use particular colors for different things. Like, why does blue make a good social media website? Why is it blue? Why is Twitch purple? Actually, I could talk about Twitch for a minute since I'm doing a very long podcast episode. So, um, I would like to see a new streaming platform come about. I know there was another streaming platform, Kick, kind of checked out. It's kind of cool, but I just don't think, I don't know. So the whole freedom of speech thing, like I was saying earlier, whenever we talk about freedom of speech, especially in America, it's mainly to express opinions. So when you say freedom of speech, it's like, well, if you're saying, oh, I should be free to call anybody, whatever I want, like just hate speech, I should be able to call anybody a dumbass. But that's not really an opinion. Like, it kind of is an opinion, but it's just abuse because it's just, you know what I mean? Like, okay, this person's a dumbass, that's your opinion, right? But do they really need to hear that? Do you really need to tell them that? Do they even care about it? Because not everyone really cares about getting abused because they were probably abused as a kid, so they got a tolerance to it. So, they're basically traumatized into their own little spider monkey warped mind that just genetically mutated out of a spring flower. Bloop, there it is. Your brain just popping out of the center of a flower. There you are, all our face. Actually, that's a kind of a cool special effect if you had your face come out of a flower. You could have it come out of anything. You can actually your face come out of a whale's asshole, whatever you want. I need to do more special effects. I was actually planning on doing some more music videos and special effects. I want to do some stuff. I'm for comedy. I seem to want to combine horror and comedy. So hard to do. But yeah, so you know, you got these streamers, you got this genre of entertainment that's fairly new, and I don't know. I think some people could pull it off, but you would, I don't know. If you go to like an anime stream, live stream, it's just crazy, man. Like I'm just sitting here trying to figure out how can I be better? How can I like do something? And I think about cerealboxseth. I know I'm kind of trailing off into different subjects and stuff. I'm trying to make my point here. But think about cerealboxseth. Is that actually a good name? I think it is a good name. I don't know. I see it more as a name than always referencing cereal. But I do love cereal. But anyways, yeah, it just seems like you can have an opinion, you can have a criticism, so you're brutally honest. So like for me, if I were to be brutal honest with my cartoons, okay, the cartoons suck, you're bad, you're terrible, you're never gonna make it, blah 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 blah. You're just doing it for the money, blah 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 blah. Where's the emotion? Blah blah blah. You suck, you fucking bitch. Get out of here. Right? Just kick me to the curb, man, Pull my pants down, shove a cucumber up my ass, and take a shit on my fucking face. You know what I mean? That that seems to be what the internet wants to do to people. And I don't know why I feel that. I don't want to feel that energy. We don't need that energy. We need like, hey, we need like more loving energy, but we can't be too kind. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. You get too kind, too feminine, you go to the other extreme with it. So it's like, can we just like be cool, but I guess trash talk wins. Toxicity wins. Toxicity. Toxicity. System of a Down. I like that band. I like System of a Down. They're pretty awesome, man. Actually, I probably need to listen to some music now. I'm not gonna lie, man. Sometimes I like I was talking about gaming. I fade in and out with it, and I need to listen to some music probably because that really. I like metal, rap. I like some electronic stuff too. I like a lot of different stuff at a different moment. Like I was listening to just jazz at some point. I don't know. Sometimes you just get in the mood. Mostly metal though, like my life, but it's too intense for me anymore. I need to calm down. Actually, I want to make some music. By the way, I've been mixtaping a little bit. But anyways, yeah. So streaming, you know, Twitch. Is anybody gonna take down the giant? Ugh. So, anyways, yeah, all my books are free on Google Play. I write a lot of crazy cool stuff. I like the stories I'm coming out with. Okay, if you go and read, I mean, just bear with me. If anybody even watched the podcast this far, I don't expect anybody to watch the podcast. Okay, but if you did, just bear with me real quick. If you go get my book, okay, and I'm not even trying to sell you the book. I'm just saying from a interesting perspective. You go get this book, The Climax Ordinance. It's free on Google Play. The Climax Ordinance. The Climax Ordinance has a red cover. Just read that book. All right? Just read that book. Just read that book. If you really read it and you think about it, it's like what I'm doing with these books. Man. Anyways, I'm probably gonna get out of here. I was probably going to do another podcast. I'm just like doing some podcasting, just testing out, dipping my toe in the water a little bit. But I'm trying to talk about interesting things and things that people can find useful. Find funny as well. So funny, interesting, exciting. I'm really trying to do it. I'm trying to do it over here. But yeah, I'm gonna be streaming in a couple hours. I stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday now. Streaming games. I was considering leaning towards streaming anything like doing reactions, like watching stuff, having opinion videos and stuff. I probably need to pay attention to more actual adult entertainment, which is the news and the stupid things people do, like murdering someone over a McNugget or something. You know what? I don't know what people do in that. Sometimes blah 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 blah. I don't want to be a narc though. Be the moral mic on the internet, pointing out all the stupid things people do and all the corrupted things and how everything needs to change. Because you know what? Maybe I'm just a guy that's trying to be funny. I don't know. No, I'm a good guy. I just don't like to get my tongue too winded up in other people's affairs too much. You know, I try to like. I'm more of a fiction guy. Okay, maybe that's the best way to. I like unreal stuff, like so far from reality. I don't even have to think about my own life. That's how bad I'm hurt. Okay, that's what you got to realize. Is someone really? I don't know if this is true. I don't know if you have to realize it. I was just joking, but think about this for a second. If someone needs to be so far from reality, they're in a world of fiction, right? We all need that at some point in our, but just think about a person like me who's like, I am in a comedic cartoon world of my own, and I don't care how many likes I get on the internet because everybody can just, suckle my little diarrhea nipple and let that be the end of it. I don't know where that came from. I was working. I like to work with different subjects and stuff, and for some reason, I've been diarrhea from the nipple, which would never happen, but I just pooping at a nipple. I don't know. It was just something. It was just something I don't know. I would never try to poop out my nipple in real life. I'll tell you that. But I am out of here. People don't poop out of nipples. I'm gone.